Claude Cowork projects. Give your work memory. Instructions tell Claude how you like things. A project lets a body of work remember its own history. For anything you do more than once, that difference is everything. Every week, you start the competitor brief from scratch. The project feature means the 10th brief is better than the first because it remembers the previous 9. Instructions tell Claude how you like things. A project lets a body of work remember its own history, and that difference is everything for recurring work. In this video, you will learn what a Cowork project actually is, why memory is the feature that makes projects worth it, how to create one from scratch or from existing materials, and what the real limits are: local only, no sharing, memory scoped to the project. This is where Cowork stops being a task runner and becomes a place your ongoing work actually lives.
Picture drafting an intricate blueprint, only to have the whiteboard wiped completely clean right as you finish. That is the reality of running a recurring task, like a weekly competitor brief in a standard AI chat. Every week, the system starts with zero awareness of what you did the week before. You can give an AI standing instructions to format your briefs a specific way, but those instructions are static preferences. They do not remember which competitor pivoted last quarter or how you decided to handle pricing comparisons 2 weeks ago. The solution is to take that recurring work out of a standard chat window and build it into a Claude Cowork project. To execute this upgrade, you need 2 things: the Cowork desktop app and a baseline task run on a regular schedule. Memory allows the system to build on every previous finding. By the time you reach your 10th brief, the AI uses the accumulated context to identify trends invisible during the first run. A Cowork project operates as an active, structured workspace rather than a simple organizational folder. The first component is instructions. These establish the overarching rules, tone, and formatting guidelines that govern every action taken inside the workspace. The second component is scheduled tasks. This provides a mechanism for localized, recurring project automation. The third is context. This acts as the direct tether, connecting the AI to your local folders, reference materials, and historical data. The fourth component is memory. It actively records context from tasks and applies learnings to future executions. This memory is strictly isolated. Data learned in competitive intelligence cannot bleed into client work. It stays perfectly contained. Because of this architecture, executing a recurring task loosely outside a project bypasses the memory system. This architecture ensures your output quality compounds week over week. Because project memory is scoped strictly to local folders, your client data remains structurally separated. To initiate a new project, navigate to the left panel in the interface, click Projects, and hit the plus button. Select Start from Scratch if the work is entirely new and you are building an undocumented workflow from the ground up. If you already have a project in Claude Chat, use Import from Project to pull it into the Cowork environment. Bulk imports are not supported, so you will transfer these one at a time. The Use Existing Folder method takes an entire local directory of historical documents and promotes it into an active intelligence hub. Take your competitive intelligence process out of your global task list and assign it directly into these new project parameters. Anchor your formatting template into the project instructions and link the context directly to your local source directory containing past briefs and notes. Consolidating fragmented instructions and loose files into a unified workspace creates the critical foundation required for the AI to recognize long-term patterns in your data. There are strict hardware constraints. These advanced workspaces operate entirely on your local machine. This limits functionality in a few specific ways: zero cloud synchronization, no integration with Claude Code, and no team sharing. When a project wraps up for the quarter, use the archiving protocol to maintain operational hygiene without risking data loss. Archiving removes metadata from the user interface, but physical files on your hard drive remain untouched. Your source files and generated briefs stay exactly where they sit on disk. Archiving provides visual decluttering for the desktop application, preventing accidental deletion. Operating without cloud synchronization or sharing features guarantees total local data sovereignty over your highly sensitive professional work. Execute your next weekly brief entirely within your newly configured project constraints. Next, run the identical task a second time in an unlinked standalone window to expose the knowledge gap. The qualitative difference between these two outputs proves the active, compounding nature of machine memory at work. Follow us on LinkedIn and Medium to acquire more structural strategies for abandoning repetitive workflows. If you are ready to begin scaling these isolated, high-leverage workflows across your entire organizational footprint, retain Spillwave. Securing a persistent home for recurring intelligence moves your workflow away from one-off tasks and into stable, engineered infrastructure.
Do this today. Identify your most valuable recurring task, the one you run most often and invest most effort getting right. That is your first project candidate. Create a project using the path that matches your starting material. Scratch if it is new, import from chat if you have a chat project, existing folder if you have accumulated materials. Move your competitive intelligence work into a project. Add instructions for the report format, point the context at your materials folder, and run the next brief from inside the project. Run the same brief twice, once standalone and once from the project. Compare whether the project run shows any memory of previous work. It will after a few runs. Note the memory boundary. Run an unrelated task from inside the project and check whether it picks up competitive intelligence context incorrectly. It should not, because memory is scoped. About the author, Rick Hightower, Claude Certified Architect. Rick Hightower helps companies become AI first through practical mentoring, executive and team training, and custom AI solution development. He is a former senior distinguished engineer at a Fortune 100 company where he focused on bringing ML and AI insights into real frontline business applications. Rick is a Claude Certified Architect, AI systems practitioner, and builder of production multi-agent systems. He is currently working on authoring a book on harness engineering with Manning Publishing. He created Skilz, a universal agent skill installer supporting 30-plus coding agents, including Claude Code, Gemini, Copilot, and Cursor, and co-founded one of the largest agentic skill marketplaces. Today, Rick and the Spillwave team works with leaders and teams who want to move beyond AI experiments and build real AI capability inside their companies. He helps organizations adopt AI safely, train their people, redesign workflows, and build practical AI systems that create measurable business value. Ready to make your company AI first? Connect with Rick with the links in the video description. LinkedIn, Substack, or Medium, book him to speak or train your team, or visit Spillwave to explore mentoring, training, and custom AI solutions for your organization.